And I believed when religious people kept on saying, they would come and say, your husband, your father is going to give a testimony. He's going to give a testimony. He will recover from this illness and he'll give a testimony. Dr. Oyugi, you were one of the people who kept on saying, he will give a testimony. I think this is the testimony we are being talked about, because we were wondering, Rachel would ask, but if Daddy is not talking, then how will he give the testimony? Let me tell you, that's what kept us driving, Your Excellency. That's what kept us going, because we were told he's going to give a testimony. Because of the position he had, we had to cut off many of our friends. We had to cut off a lot of the social life. So when we were told he was going to give a testimony, we didn't understand how he was going to do it. I have come to meet so many of you whom I had never met before. Some of you came home. I had never met you. Some of you couldn't get me home, and you called in, yes. And I'm very grateful. That's what has kept me strong. And my prayer is, please continue praying for me and my family to keep us strong. I can't leave the stage without mentioning that, Your Excellency, you gave me, in this process of the chair, I acquired 2 daughters. One is Susan Nahomicha. I will not ask her to come forward because she spoke yesterday. Thank you very much. You sent her to me the day you learned that we had a problem with Professor Hainga also. And I also want to thank Professor Hainga. When my father-in-law was sick, I learned of it around 1 a.m. I called Professor Hainga, that was the other day, and I said to him, my father-in-law has a wound that is giving him trouble as a result of a road accident. You may not have known that when my father-in-law was coming to Nairobi, just before Chairman passed on, he had a road accident. I had not been informed he was coming, so when I called, just to call, and I'm told he's had a road accident in Eldoret. In that accident, 3 people lost their lives. But my father-in-law, I thank God for him. He came out well, but later it was discovered there was an injury on his leg, and apparently an infection set in. Professor Hainga is an expert on wounds, so when I called him, he called the hospital that night, and he has been following up on his case. And he assured me that he spoke to the surgeons of Cherengani, and he's comfortable with the quality of the doctors that were there. So thank you. My daughter, social media gave me to her. It's the only thing social media has done to me, positive, to give me a daughter. The rest of the time they have bashed us, they have attacked us. But there's one thing Chairman said to us. Ignore those people. Just ignore them. They've killed him so many times. In fact, every time I get so many calls coming in, I know social media has killed my husband. So I just go cutting off and saying, he's okay, he's okay, he's okay. And everybody says, oh, thank God.